Welcome to Sankey Flow Show MiniTutorial. This one is about scenarios. You will learn how to apply a single diagram to multiple value sets and how to store them in different scenarios. You need a Pro license to access the features shown in this tutorial. To understand this tutorial, you should already know how to create data input forms in Sankey Flow Show. The situation is this. We have created a nice diagram showing the energy balance of a building, and now we want to apply the diagram to multiple buildings. There's a scenario button in the data properties panel of a diagram. Click it to activate the scenario view. When the scenario view is active, you can't edit a diagram. At the beginning, you see just the base scenario. It is pretty simple to add a scenario. Just click the plus button and enter a name. Now you can change some values in the new scenario, add other scenarios, select the active scenario with a click, and delete scenarios. Let's customize the data input form. We add an attribute field, name it building, and move it to the top. Please notice the checkmark labeled scenario name. It indicates that this attribute is part of the scenario name. We save the data input form and again add a scenario. Sankey Flow Show is now asking for building. We need some changed values and other scenarios. Now we can change a scenario name within the data input form. Let us add a second attribute. Values of a single building will change from time to time, so we need a date field. We enter a value for the base scenario and activate the scenario view again. The scenario selector box has changed somehow. Let's enter date values and you'll see why. When you add other scenarios, you will be asked for both parts of the scenario name, a building name and a date. Let me add other scenarios. When we select the scenario, we can see the values changing in the diagram. It would be nice to also see the building name and the date somewhere in the diagram. So let us change the title of the diagram. To refer to an attribute, you have to enter double curly brackets and write info dot followed by your field name. So I enter info dot building and also I add curly brackets info dot date. Now we can see the scenario name in the diagram. And when we select another scenario, the title of the diagram changes accordingly. We can change an attribute value and see the diagram title changing. The turn is on you now. Try out what you saw on www.sankeyflowshow.com.